Good morning, art buddies, and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. Gosh, some of you were here early. Shaz is here, and Ange, no menu today. Oh, Ange, I guess you're having a test, huh? Just broth and jello. Well, it'll be all right, Ange. It'll be all right. I had such a busy day yesterday, and quite frankly, by the time we got home, I was so pooped, beat to the socks, you might say, that I just couldn't do anything. So I'm not prepared with anything, specific. So today's going to be a toss up. I was trying to think of something clever to call the stream, something that kind of, worked with the word Sunday. And I didn't really come up with anything. So we're just doing a play on the word salad, like a tossed salad. So I don't know all what I'll get into, if anything different than what I have kind of planned. But I was watching, I guess a reel or a short had come up. I'm just getting ready to tell you, Ange. I had a short or a reel or something come up that I had kind of forgotten about. So I'm going to make at least a few, I believe, little tuck-in book, a little tuck-in journal, because I forgot about this. So I know I want to make a couple of those, but what I'm thinking is, the gal that I saw do it on the short, she did it with regular size 8.5 by 11 paper, which I think we've all probably done that, right? But then I was wondering, how would it turn out if we did it with paper that was, all different sizes? So I've pulled out some pages that I have, set aside to make journals with, and they're all different sizes. And then I went into my scrap stash and pulled out some heavier weight cardstock type paper. I've got some painty paper there, a couple of different things that we might think about using for the cover of our little journal. Now, this was the inside of a book. I think this was the inside of a book I brought back from France, if I'm not mistaken. So that might make a nice cover. So let's put that there. This looks like the beginning, no, the index. That would be, yeah, the end, the index of a dictionary, maybe. I don't know, but the pages are a little different. Not quite dictionary page. Well, dictionary pages, I guess, are all different. So we're going to see how that works. And then I had, at one time I was making mermaid stuff, so I have this pink sprayed paper with some gold flecks. That might make a nice one, right? So these are all different. And then I've got some normal type paper here, normal in that size. I believe the size would be considered somewhat normal. So you basically fold it like you would fold a zine, but you cut it differently. So I'm going to start with a few of these. I've got a glue stick here. Now, sometimes our tuck spots are little and sometimes they're not. So let's see. See if I can put this over here. Boy, you girls might be able just to get primo seats here today. So this is, I think this was, gosh, it almost feels like origami paper, maybe not quite as light as origami paper. So every time I go to make a fold like a zine, I always think of Tanya McGuire saying, you fold it like a hot dog, you fold it like a hamburger bun. I haven't made a zine in a while either. So right before I was ready to go on, I forgot I didn't get my beverage. So I quick went and got my beverage. So, okay, so that was, well, this is kind of square, so I guess it doesn't matter. You fold it in half one way and then in quarters, and then I folded it again the opposite way. Now, my sample that I didn't turn out, of course, quite level, so we'll see how this goes. I might have the same problem. The thing that I found most difficult was trying to see the lines to cut the paper on. Good morning, Gail. Welcome in. So I want to have nice creased folds here. So now on this side, I know the camera doesn't like it. It's probably a little easier to see where I have to cut. Now, I'm not great with cutting to a certain point with my little paper trimmer, so I just was using a pair of scissors. Now, let me see. I think I want to cut it this way. It doesn't really matter to me. So once you get it folded, half and then a quarter, turn it, fold it the other. I'll be doing plenty of them. And then I'm going to cut on that fold line as best as I can up to the last box. And then I'm going to do the other one on the outside edge right now. I better do it this way. So then you turn it, and I'm going to cut on this edge. I think most of us have seen this, but see, I forgot about it. See, now I'm not cutting real straight on that. I went right past where I was supposed to be. See, I'm talking and not paying attention. You just want to cut it up to that last box. Snip. And then you just start folding it. And then this folds down this way, and that's where you put your glue. I was going to grab another glue stick, and I didn't. So on this square, we're just going to put the glue. I'm going to put a generous amount. And then we just, new to you? Oh, cool. So then you just keep folding that, and then this comes down, and you glue these two together. Now, I have no idea where I might use these or what journal I might use them in. So I'm doing all different colors. And then these will go in my stash. Now, the first one I did was really off. I'm going to try using the paper cutter and see if it turns out a little better. So now this is the pages of your book. But see, I don't want it to be an accordion. I want to be able to tuck it in to a journal, into a pocket or something in another journal. I feel like I got glue all over. Woo. It looks like no matter how I do it, this one's going to be upside down. But there again, if anybody uses this, they're going to glue stuff on. You never made one either, Ange? Oh, cool. I'm 2 for 3. I'm 2 for 3. So then what I want to do then is cover this. Let's see, I might have folded it the wrong way. No, I think this is how I want it to go. So now I want to cover this with something. Now I could measure, but I think this is going to work. I'm going to use a little bit of my painty paper I have here. I keep putting my pencil away. About to there. About to there. Now, the first one I made, I was unhappy with, and I'm unhappy with this one too, to be quite honest. And I trimmed off a little bit. Well, then it falls apart, but I just glued it. But, you know, it works just as well. But it's easier if you don't have it come apart. All right, so I'm just lining this up. I might as well go all the way. These are just pieces really of scrap. And then if I wanted to, I really could decorate the cover a little bit. But like I said, for me today, I really am just making, I just want to make several of them so that I have them available when I want to make a journal and have a little tuck in. See, so I'm just going to glue it in here. So I'm going to put glue on my back page. And again, I'm using the glue stick. Now, the first one I did before you arrived, I used wallpaper as my cover. Some of us have lots of wallpaper or little scraps of wallpaper sitting around, right? Now I'm going to put glue on this side. And then bring my little cover over. Good morning, Kathy. Okay. You go for it, girl. See, so this was my first one. This is wallpaper, and this is a piece of painting paper. So these would be nice little, they're not real thick. Of course, you can make them thicker because you could put a couple together. Maybe we'll do that. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if I remember. Sometimes I say stuff and then I say I'm going to try it, and then by the time I get going, I don't remember. So there's two. Of course, they work up pretty easy. Now, this is a different shape. This is, I think, a page out of the National Geographic. And of course, it's very glossy, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it in half and then half again. Just like you were going to do a zine. And then I'm opening it all the way up. And folding it in half lengthwise. This one I'm going to put in my paper if it fits. I have this little mini paper cutter here today. So if this piece fits in there, I'm going to try it in the paper trimmer, see if my pages look a little better. But most of us are doing junk journals anyway, right? So we don't have to do anything that looks, you know, like it was made in a manufacturing company. So now this is going to be the long and more narrow pages like this one here. So I'm going to try to line this up. Get my paper on straight, which is difficult for me. Now I only want to cut till I get to that box. I think right about there. Ooh, that did good. All right, now I'm going to flip it. And I'm going to cut from the bottom again. Make sure I have that lined up as straight as I can. And be careful that I'm not talking and zip right through. And then I'm going to flip it again. Now, if your brain works better than mine, you probably don't have to flip. You can just skip the line you know you're supposed to skip. But Lori's brain doesn't work like that. Lori, that's me.
Hello.
All right. So this one's cut, and then we just start folding it like an accordion. I want to go this, yeah, I want to go this way. You'll be able to tell because it'll fold real easy. If you fold it the other way, you'll feel a little resistance and you'll know, oh, yeah, no, that's what she was talking about. Now, right now they look pretty blah, but I might just decorate a couple before it's all said and done. So back, wah, wah, wah. It just goes real easy the way it's supposed to. Now, I've made them before where I didn't glue this part here, and it was okay, but, you know, they were just a little wonky, and then, of course, came apart and were like real, like an accordion. So when I saw this girl putting a cover on, like I said, I think it was a short. I have no idea who did this or what it's called because, like I said, this has been around for a long time. You know, but a lot of times if you take apart a book, especially, and you have those loose pages you may not know what to do with, this would be a way to use up some of that stuff. Let's see if I go this. I mean, some of the pages are going to be the lettering. If you have letters on the pages you use, they're going to be upside down. But see, then if you're going to use this to, let's see, it's kind of got a gray. Just want to kind of match if I can. That's too tall for that. I was thinking if I get a page that's this size, these little squares might work out, but maybe not. Let's see. These little green hearts. Now, you may be someone who likes to measure, and that's good. That's a good thing. Just go ahead and measure. But I'm not too good at that. I'd rather just do it this way. Gosh, I didn't grab anything to eat. I had to go run over my drink. I'm a mess. I could not wake up this morning. I was so beat to the socks by the time we got home. So we were able to go and see our grandkids play soccer. Our grandson is 5 and our granddaughter is 8. And we had never seen them before. Here, it turns out their season's over. So, I mean, I got there just in time. It was a beautiful day here. Absolutely gorgeous. And, gosh, they're so funny and they're so cute. You slept in this morning? Oh, it's raining. Yeah, I guess it did feel good. Lori, can you trim your booklet a smidge to fit that other paper? Yes, I can. And I might, you know, try to do that after I'll try it with this one after it's glued, because when I did it before it was glued, of course, then you're cutting through where it stays together. I can show you. So I kept hitting the snooze on my phone. Let me see if I can trim this one to be. Yeah, it's not going to do it on that cutter. Use my scissors. Now that it's glued together, but I'll show you the difference. I'll do another one and yeah, this one should be okay because I glued it. And then Yesterday was my husband's birthday, and we needed to stop and see my mom while we were in Pennsylvania, so we did that. 2 soccer games, lunch with the grands, and our daughter and her hubby. And then it's an hour ride home. We stopped and had dinner for the birthday boy. He was able to get a birthday sundae, so he was happy. Oh, my hearts are upside down. I didn't pay attention to that. So the book's going to have to go this way. Got a little overage on. Oh, that's the way it should have gone anyway. Oh, a happy accident. Thanks, Ange. So here's another one. Thank you, Shaz. 72. Hey, Zena, how are you? Nice to see you. Okay, so one thing that I was wanting to try was, say you have a folio. See, I was going to pull this apart and make one from just a half of this, but it's already folded in half. So this one's going to be bigger, but let's give it a go. I don't think I want to cut this one though. We'll see. We'll see how bad it looks. I wonder if I could probably fold it again, right? Let's try it. Let's fold it again so it's smaller. See, because I want small stuff to tuck in. Uh-oh, we're going off the grid. Who knows how it's going to turn out. So then I have to fold it in again. So I have these long, skinny folds. I hope I'm not confusing anybody with flipping this all around. Welcome to all those who are popping in. All right, so this is really long. Now I'm going to take it and try to fold it. Now this paper is a little heavier, and this is glossy, like a semi-gloss. This is like a little poem book, I think. So my grandson, his team, not everybody shows up. He only had 3 kids on his team that showed up yesterday. The other team only had 4, so it wasn't too bad. But boy, some of those little kids can really move that soccer ball. Of course, they're all over the place. They don't listen. But you know, I don't even remember if he scored a goal, but his team won. Of course, they don't pay attention to that, but it's important to our grandson. And the whole time that he's on the field, he's giving signals to his mom and dad about what the score is. They're so cute. Good morning, Kathleen. And our granddaughter's team, they wear bright hot pink. So she looked adorable. She had, I'd show you a picture, but their parents don't appreciate me showing their pictures on social media. So I can't do that. All right, so this one's very long. I'm not going to get out a different cutter. So, but you know what? If I cut this way, let's try it this way. If I cut it that way, boy, that's an idea too, right? There's all different ways you can go about doing this crazy little book. So how many here now? We've got about 13 here now. How many here? Now, Ange said she's never done this, and Shaz said it's new to her. So I'm sure Gail has probably done this, and probably Kathy. Anybody else? All right, so I'm just cutting this up to the last. Oh, Zena, you've probably done this. Up to the last box. Now, this is the hard part, seeing where you have to cut. You haven't, Gail? Oh, okay. Let's see. I would think you could do this with fabric too. Wouldn't that be fabulous? Oh, I didn't think about that until just now. See, I get a shadow there, and it's hard to see where you need to cut. And stop. I am making little journals to use as tuck-ins from just random. Oh, really, Kath? Okay. Random pieces of paper in my stash. Now, these are pages that I would normally use for, the inside pages of a junk journal. And I've also pulled out some scrapbook or similar type paper to use for the outside cover. So this one I'm going to go again up to that last box. Yes, little books for tuck-ins. That could be fabric. I think that might be fabulous. Of course, I cut fabric terribly. Hey, Sophia. How are you? Nice to see you. All right, so now we're going to come. Now, this one's a folio that I'm using, so it's a lot longer, and this one's going to be a lot thicker, I'm guessing, because I've got more paper. That one maybe is a little off. Now, like I said earlier, when I've made this before, I didn't glue my pages, and so mine were real floppy and like an accordion, and I didn't put a cover on them. Now, if you have grands and you're looking for something to do with them, oh, see, I really got off on that one. I might trim that. This would be a fun way for them to make little books. And you could glue a bunch of them together, make it really chubby. And then you could also make paper pages and then a cloth cover. How about that? All right, I'm coming down to the last one here. And I think that one's going to give me trouble because I didn't line it up well. So I'm going to do a better job on this one. I hope there's my line. Okay, so this one got really off. I'm going to straighten that out. So then once you get this cut, if I folded it in half and then in half again, then in half. This one I did, I folded it a little more narrow because I wanted my pages smaller. And then you cut you just start, you cut from the bottom to your last box, turn your page, cut down, up, down, up, down. And so now I'm going to start folding it, and then this folds in on itself. That's where I'm going to glue. And you'll be able to tell which way you want it to go. Fold it again like an accordion. Yeah, you'll be able to tell for sure. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? And then I'm going to glue these pages together. Now this is turning out, boy, I'm really getting a little too generous with that glue. Wah, wah. Make sure you're lined up. Baby wipe, baby wipe. Oh, I've got sticky fingers. So our daughter says to us yesterday when they were getting ready to go to soccer, our grandson, his name is Jack, he's got his soccer uniform on, and he says to his mother, Mom, do I look cute in my uniform? You sure do, she said. Yeah, right. Wouldn't kids love making little books? Hey, Peggy, good morning. Working while you make brunch for, ooh, visiting sister and her man. How nice. I bet you're making something scrumptious. Our daughter went to back to school night for her children. And she went to her daughter's, Charlotte, went to her back to school night. Everything's fine, you know. Nobody really talked to her. She just, hi to the teacher. And she went to her son's. Now, he just started kindergarten. And I guess they all introduced themselves or whatever. She had 3 or 4 mothers approach her and say, "You're Jack's mom? Oh, we keep trying to get something out of my daughter for what's going on at school, and all she wants to talk about is Jack. Jack this, Jack that." Okay, kindergarten. Oh, gosh. You would think he would sit with his sister on the bus. He's half-day kindergarten where they live, and he has the afternoon. And you would think he would sit with his sister, at least I would think, coming home on the bus, everything being new and new experience. I mean, he went to preschool, but it's still new. Nope. Sits with Ginger. Him and Ginger. I know, starting early. So you just keep doing this till you get to the end. I think I'm putting maybe a little too much of my glue on. I'm going to glue here. I hope I did that other one right because I was busy yapping. Now this one's, yeah, see, I did something wrong here. Yapping, not paying attention. Oh, bother, as they say. All right, let's see if I can fix that. So it's got to go this way. Was anybody paying attention? Did you see my mistake? Oh, guess what? This is a glossy paper, so that glue wiped off very easily. Let's see if I fixed it. Yep, if you want to learn what not to do, come here and join Paint Girly. Wah, wah, wah. Hey, Janice, good morning. So here we've got all our little pages. Now see how much more chunky? So this is a chunky tuck in. Gosh, I've got glue everywhere. You might think I never used a glue stick before. Heavens to Murgatroyd. think it's because I put it on the baby wipe and I got it all over the baby wipe. Okay, so now I want to find a cover for this one. Now, the girl I watched, she was not using scraps. She used a regular sheet, full-size sheet of scrapbook paper, and she picked out an area that matched what went with her book, but also was perfectly, sized out with the design. I'm just using scrap stuff here. So, probably going to cut it right about there. Right about there. I can't even see where I put my mark. I put it right on the tower. How silly. Silly, silly. All right, so I'm just using my little cutter. This is not fitting in, so let's go this way. I'm just eyeballing it because that's my jam. Hey, Christine. Hello. So my granddaughter, of course, had to go to watch my her brother's soccer game. Jack's was at 9 and hers was at 1. Maybe I'll try folding this in half. And she brought a notebook and a pencil, and she was drawing all Halloween stuff. So I got to show her an easy way to draw a pumpkin. Oh, see, now because this is thicker, I didn't account for that. So let's fold this one a little differently. I'm going to make a little bit of a spine. Let's crease that down. And you know what? I think I want to go off grid here a little bit and just take the time to ink my edges on this one. I've got a fuzzy thread there on my blending tool. So we were drawing witches' hats and candy corn, and I wanted to put on my candy corn nails for today, but I don't know when I fell asleep. I'm going to back that in a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to put my glue here. I'm smashing down that glue stick a little too much. Gosh, it was like, I think 81 or 83 degrees here yesterday. Oh, this is a cute one. This one's really chubby, though. Now, Shaz had asked could I trim my pages if they don't turn out even? This one didn't turn out too poorly, so that's pretty good. But I'm going to show you what happens. All right, so here's this little guy. Huh? Cute, right? All right. Let's see. Let's try. I'm going to try a piece of this index page from a dictionary. Now, if you've just come in, we're just folding this in half. I'm using all different size papers to see what size little journals I get. And these I plan to use as little tuck-ins. I'm not concerned with what's on the page. I think they'll be really fun to decorate them. Of course, if you're tucking it in somewhere, you don't want anything too, I wouldn't think, too bulky on it. You know, you want them to be able to slip in. But if you just do like this, see, like if I was doing it with my grandkids, one of those folios would be great because they'd have more pages. But for a tuck-in, to make it just a little slender. Excuse me. It seems like every time I start talking a lot, I get... All right, this one I'm going to just use my scissors just to show you that you can. Turn to my page, and I'm slicing up on the folded line, but I stop at that last box. Then you just start folding it like an accordion. And then when you kind of turn the corner and to come down the next row, can I say it that way? Does that make sense? That's where you want to glue your pages together. Oh, I didn't want to glue this together. Shoot, see, I did it again. All right, next time. Next time. The first one I did before you all arrived, I didn't glue my ends. I folded it first. And then I was unhappy with how uneven my pages were. So I thought, oh, well, I'm going to trim the top. And when I trimmed the top, it fell apart. So I had to glue it in a different spot. See, so here are my pages. Now, if you glue it and trim it, it stays together. We just discovered that on the last one. I'm going to do another one of these. See, because I glued it, everything stayed together. Let's do the other side of this page. You know, so I'm thinking about getting out some buttons, getting out maybe a little stamp or something, and some other paper. I don't know. My brain's going. I'm sure I have a journal sitting here that I could fashion one towards. And it doesn't matter which way you fold first, you know, it doesn't matter. But there again, this is a good way to use up some of the bits that are in your stash. Now, I personally wouldn't want to fold the heavier the cardstock type scrapbook paper, because first of all, it's hard to fold. Of course, you could do it on your scoreboard, but then it would really make your book really super chunky. Now, don't let me glue this. No glue. Oh, the birthday boy's home. Actually, it's not the birthday boy anymore. Okay, so, you know, if you just fold it, kind of get the hang of it, and you want to see what happens, and you're not gluing it. And you're like, oh, yeah, my pages are a little uneven there. I'm going to trim them. Where do you see it? It won't come apart. So all I did was go back, put my glue here, accordion, and then I just glued here. So to avoid that, what you do is just glue it before you trim. And you avoid that issue. Now, some of you may be able to trim and fold where it's going to be all real nice and even, but not me, not so much. Now, I have some other different size papers here. Like I've got a map paper, and I did do a map paper that I coffee stained. But I don't think I wanted this. I don't want too many pages again. So I'm going to tear this. Now this is one of those big atlas books. I'm going to tear this one in half. Again, I already tore it in half. Now I'm tearing it in half again. Let's see how this one looks. I got a big chunk out of that one. I kind of like that. I like that. Now, I would think you can fold that again if you want. If you're folding your page and you're thinking about a particular place you want to tuck one in and you need something smaller, just make another fold. You can adapt this to your liking. Now I've got a little tear there as well. Just fold that in. This might be a little more fiddly to see where I need to, yeah. This one's really crazy to see where I folded. This is going to make more of a rectangle shape. Yeah, I'm having a good weekend. A lot busier for us than what we normally are used to. And then we were over in Pennsylvania, in the area where we used to live. And I remember our son had brought us one time this cookie from this company called Crumble, but it doesn't have the E on the end. And I was thinking, where is that? Because it was Ron's birthday, and of course he's never interested in anything extra or anything, you know. Okay, anything fun. But it was his birthday, and I said, I just want to see where it is. So here I Googled it from the restaurant. It was right next to where we were eating. So I went in and I got us four, I'm looking at bouquet and I'm saying bouquet, 4 cookies. They're like manhole covers. Pretty good. One was strawberry cheesecake. I got the classic chocolate chip. One was a honey bun, and the other one was a carrot cake. And this is going to be the end of my glue stick, pretty much. Where's my... See if I can find my palette knife. I hate to... Goodness, I hate to throw away a glue stick that still has glue in it. Yeah, Zena, I was wondering if you knew, because you're really not that far from me, you know, when you think about it. This company only makes 6 cookies, I guess, a day. 6 different flavors. Not 6 cookies, but 6 different choices. So it's not like a regular bakery where you go in and you have, like, you know, 35 cookies to choose from. Can I use... That's not... I don't care about getting... Oh, I can't find my palette. My palette knife's probably out by the... I'll find my sink. I don't want to stick my finger in there. Of course, I don't have any, let me try a Q-tip. I don't have any. Gosh, I can't think. Popsicle sticks. Yeah, I'm looking for my palette knife. I can't find it, Shaz. What did Sophia say? Oh, you are? I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry you're not feeling well, and I'm sorry to make you hungry for comfort food. So they always have a chocolate chip, the kids said. Now they do have small sample size, but I figured I could cut, you know, I could cut the cookies. So I went for the big one. This is how I got in trouble before, talking instead of paying attention. So then we came home and I cut them up, and we shared some with our friend Betty. So Ron took those down to her so she had a little taste. So we had a really nice day. Let's see, how we doing on tour? We're about only an hour. So an hour probably is enough of this project, huh? Yeah, Sina is a singer. She is. Okay, so there's that one. So now I was thinking, I wonder how, you know, like I pulled out different scrapbook papers to make covers, but then as I was looking around my work area here to see what I might have to use for paper. Hi, Jasper. I spied a coffee-stained BRE, business reply envelope, and I'm wondering how would that look as a cover. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I am going to trim this one a little bit. I feel like I'm folding very well. I feel like I'm matching the edges of my paper, but I'm not getting it perfectly even. Just like when I fold a zine, I can't ever get them to match, line up the way it's supposed to. It's always off a little bit. So if anybody knows the secret to that, I'd love to know. I mean, if you're cutting your own paper, I get that. You could be off a little bit, but when I fold it with, paper that's cut in the manufacturer, why can't I get it to be perfectly straight? Inquiring minds want to know. See, I was thinking that might be cool with that window. But that's going to be too much of the window, maybe. Let me do the top part. Yeah, this isn't going to fit. I'm going to try a smaller one. This is a smaller book. Oh, that fits in there perfect. Oh, isn't that cool? Let's see if I zhuzh it up now. I don't want to zhuzh. I don't want to zhuzh. Right at the bottom of that window. Let's see. See if I can do it. Oh my goodness. I picked the one that's already got a cover on it. That's silly. Let's use the bottom half of it. Oh, good grief. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Been watching Midsummer Murders, and I'm just about through the whole series. I've only got a few more to watch, but I'm always humming the theme song. It's crazy. Oh, you guys, Tim Holtz replied to one of my... No, get out of town. First of all, what's an Insta story? Tell me about that. What the heck is that? I am so not with it. Oh, did you scream? Did you scream when you saw it? Oh my gosh. Oh, I like this one. I'm really liking this one. Of course, now you may say, well, that envelope's not, heavier paper. Well, that's true, but you can do what you want. Hi, Janet. How have you been? You did last night? Yeah, I guess. I mentioned him a lot. He's never seen any of my stuff. Man, that's cool beans. Cool beans, baby. All right, I'm trying to get out. This is going to fall out, and I am going to end up with sticky fingers. I'm trying to think. Well, I do have one little thing here. I'm trying to think what I have that I can get to easily to decorate some of these. A pic or reel that only stays up for 24 hours, different from the main feed. How do you even do that? Sophia, all right, gold star for you. You made the topper for a... So is it still up, Zena, or like how can we find it to see it? See what you did. What's the other half of that coin? I mean, he just amazes me. Sometimes if I'm sitting here working at my desk and, catching up on some of the videos or lives that I missed, and it finishes, and I just don't start another one. I just leave it go. A lot of times, I guess because of the algorithm, it just pops me into one of Tim's videos. It never ceases to amaze me what some of the stuff this guy can do. That is cool. So this is the back of a BRE envelope used for, see, now I want to make a couple more of these. I like this one. I didn't get enough glue in there. Oh, it might be because that page is torn. Is that? Well, let's see how that goes. So I know I have a little can here somewhere. It's got little bitty things. Did Sherry come in? I miss Sherry. Hi, Sherry. See, these are just little bits. I don't want to cover up that BRE, that stamp on the bottom of the, oh, that's cool. There's a little coupon. Maybe make a little tea bag tag. That still has a staple in it. That's probably not, well, maybe if I put it that way, it wouldn't be bad. Let's see what we can do here. Like a lot of good little things in here. A lot of sunflower stuff. See, even if you have little stamps. Look at this little, speaking of Tim Holtz, this is one of his little dogs. Look at here. How cute is he? All right, where's my art glitter glue? Here it is. See if I can get the top out. Oh, this is getting all rusty and yucky. Let's see. All right. So I was thinking I like this tea bag there. Let's see if I can pop down some glue. I don't know if I can. Oh, here it comes. This glue's going to look kind of rusty. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. So I'm going to put that on there. Like a little door opener. I think I want to put that puppy on there. Oh my gosh, I said to my husband last night again, I miss Bella. It's like I do too. Oh, I hope I can talk him into another dog at some point. Now I've got the map inside, so not that that necessarily matters. But I can do parcel post. Let's see, maybe a little. Kind of looks cute. All right, I'm going to ink these edges. Okay, Jasper, great opportunity. I missed what Jasper said. I knocked my mouse. Let me see if I can. Oh, My battery's dying on my mouse. Shazzy, I've admired her artwork. Saw it in a museum, Scottsdale. She wants me to show. I'll have to go back and look. But it looks like Jasper's got a nice opportunity there. That sounds good. I probably would get the same, unless my husband has a different idea, I probably would get the same breed as we had, which our last 3 dogs have been this breed called Morkie. It's a mix between a Maltese and a Yorkie. And if not that, probably a Maltese. I like something small, but the Morkies have been such nice dogs for us. You feel starstruck? I guess so. I just can't even imagine. I mean, really, if I'm being honest, I feel starstruck, when Murray started to talk to me or would come here, or Dee Dee. I just can't even imagine. This is kind of all over the place, but it can be eclectic, right? I can do what I want. I wish I even knew what that word meant, Jasper. I'll have to look it up. I believe in divine intervention. All right, where's my, oh, I threw that out because it was all gluey. All right, do I have, let me see, do I have a journal sitting here? I should have a journal sitting here that maybe can take a little tuck-in book. Oh, let's see, give me a minute here. I know I had one sitting here I was working on, but I move things all the time. I move them all the time. Oh, I forgot to mention, I am going to have a de-stash stamp sale. I don't know when. It's probably going to be a pop-up because that's just what works with my life right now. I'm not seeing a journal I can grab easily. I mean, I have my Halloween journal here, but that doesn't have, I don't think I have any pockets in that one. Because my stamps, I have duplicates, I have things I haven't used in years. For the most part. And there'll be a couple exceptions because I have a couple of full sets that, I think I might do an auction type thing with. So if you're interested, I can let you know individually, but I'll put it on my, well, I might just pop up. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm hoping to do it this week because I'm ready. I've got my tub sitting here with all my stuff in it. But oh goodness me, how come I'm gonna have a journal sitting? Oh, here, it's not gonna fit in this one, but I can give you an idea. I mean, I can't even find time to get stuff loaded in my Etsy shop. Of course, loading stuff in your Etsy shop is just not my cup of tea. It takes forever. Oh, absolutely, Peggy. All right, let's pray right now for Birdie. And we don't know what Birdie's situation is, but the Lord does. Dear Father, come before you now. We pray for our dear Birdie. And Lord, I just pray that you would take everything away from me as far as sin so that you could hear what I have to request. And so Birdie, as you know, is in Ireland, and she's a beloved sister of Peggy and her hubby. And she's been in the hospital, I guess, for a little while now. You know her needs. And Father, we just pray that you would restore her, that you would give her the care that she needs, that those caring for her in the hospital would be so attentive and realize her specific needs, to see her as a person, not just as another patient. Because sometimes I think our care workers, they've got so much to deal with, and sometimes they forget that. So if you could just nudge them and remind them and give her doctor's wisdom, and we just ask that you would put your arms around her, that she would feel your presence and your care, and that you would help her family not to be as anxious and to be able to put her in your hands. Thank you, Lord. It's in your name that we pray. Amen. All right. Keep me posted on Birdie, will you, Peggy? That would be great. That would be great to know how she's doing. Okay, thanks, guys. All right, so this journal, let's see. Oh, here, right in the very front. All right, I've got this little tuck in, but say I wanted to add a little something else, like this little book. We can tuck that in. Oh, look, and I've got a map page there too. See? So that's the beauty of a little thin book, just made out of leftover scrap, book pages and such. Or like if you do just a little tiny pocket here. Now I've just got this is just a little folded piece of paper. You're welcome, Peggy. Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. But you could, build a little book like we're building and fit it in a specific pocket. Now this journal is pretty full, so I'm not going to leave it in there. But at least you can see what I'm talking about, especially if you're a replayer and this might be all new to you as far as junk journaling and stuff like that. Sometimes you need to see how it might be used. So I hope that's helpful to someone. Now I have the dictionary pages here. I would like to say, I think I need a taller one to be able to utilize this, and maybe a little wider. Let's see what other pages. Let's do one more folded, and then I don't know what I might get into. Let's see if I've got something different here. Oh, yeah, let me try this. I don't know how this will be. This is just a sheet of vellum. When I purchased a bunch of crafting supplies, oh, thanks, Zena. I had tons of these. She had them all different shapes and sizes. Some of them she cut. I believe she ran this through her printer and printed them herself. But, I've never had a need to use these sayings. So I thought, wonder what it would look like if I folded this to make a little tuck in. Not sure. Yeah, and so we prayed for Birdie. So if you guys that are folks that pray, I know Kathy does, and if Teresa tunes in, she might watch the videos. She does. There's several of you that pray. It just ask the Lord to bring Birdie to your mind, and when you think of her, just give her a yes. This is vellum, so it might be too crunchy. I don't know. Let's see. So you definitely can see the crease. But let's give it a go. See, I wanted to try some different types of paper to do this. Maybe if I lined up that centerfold. Peggy, thank you for asking me to do that. I mean, prayer, to me, it's a privilege to pray for people. So, thank you. My girlfriend Jean was asking me the other day what my grandchildren are going to be for Halloween. Of course, I didn't know. We haven't seen them for a little while. So I got the word yesterday. Jack's going to be Batman and Charlotte's going to be a mermaid. I hope I get pictures. Okay, so same thing. Let me put this in my cutter. I think you can, Ange, but I think you'd have to use something that's going to dry quickly if you're not careful, because it would smudge. But if you have a certain type of printer, and I'm not sure, I'm kind of not well educated on the printer. I get the inkjet and the laser confused. But you can print on it, you know. And I know you have, I know probably the one printer is what you need to use and not the other, but I don't know which is which. I just thought they would make an interesting inside of a little. And really, I've had these probably 8 years, if not longer. What does Zena say? She's printed on vellum using a laser. Oh, I would love to have a laser printer. All right, so I'm just going to start my accordion fold. And then I need some glue here. I'm going to this glue because my glue stick is wearing out and I can't find a palette knife, and that Q-tip's not working especially well for me. It's not plastic like Q-Pal. So we're doing the same thing that we've done. Now you could decorate some of the pages inside the journal too, of course. But like, I'm a maker and a reseller, so sometimes you want to leave things alone. Let's see if I did it right. Again, I was chatting. I think this would look cool on this one. This is the inside of a cover of a book I brought back from France. Will this fit in my... I don't think this is gonna fit in. Okay. What do I want to do here? I'm gonna roughly cut this in half. This is probably well, I got a line there. Kind of, sort of. See, I like the pattern, and I like the fact that it was from France, and it's heavier weight. Shaz says, I love my new Oyuhu markers. Pastel shades, so juicy. Oh yeah, I don't think. I'll have to look that up. I think I've watched Dee Dee when she's talked about those. I think she's got a lot of different things because she likes to show us, how they work and such. Um, I think she's got Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo. Is that how you say it? Am I saying it right? Boy, this is really a little wonky. Shave and a haircut. 2 bits. Well, sometimes when you trim stuff, your paper, moves, and so it gets even worse than when you started. And that's, I think, pretty much what I did there. All right, so let's have a little look at where I want to cut this. Right there. I still did it the wrong way. Heavens. I'm very, I could twist it around so easily. I should do it this way where I can see where I'm marking. Is Ange headed out? Okay, sweetie. Let us know how you make out. I'm assuming your test is tomorrow because you're, oh, I think I cut this crooked. Because you're doing the broth and such today, I'm assuming. I cut that so crooked, guys. What about this, though? We didn't even talk about this. What if I glued it in this way? All right, so I'm going to put glue on the back here. I'm going to put that down on my cover. Right. Then I'm going to add glue to this top page and bring my cover over. Now you can see I'm a little off there. I'm going to just trim it and try to be careful. Try to straighten that out a little bit. What about bringing this over and making a little flap? What about that? What do you say about that? Let's ink. It still looks crooked to me. Goodness me. Well, you know what? I'm going to put a little bit of lace or something there. So I'm not going to fuss with it. I'm no fussing. Now, of course, you can ink beforehand, which is usually the better way to go. But sometimes you change your mind midstream. Do you not? Now, you say about Lori, that does not stay shut. It does not. You are absolutely correct. That could work. Oh, I forgot I moved all my stuff. Shocker. I'm going to take a little bit of Fabri-Tac and put that on. Now, of course, you can use a little bit of an avalanche. Something with a little more contrast. This will pop out a little bit more for you. And I'm going to put the glue on my little bit of, this is a crocheted lace. Little lace trim here. And you may have your own glue combo that works good for you for your fabrics or different medias. I have much success with the fabric tack type glue with fabric. Now I'm going to see if my brain kicks in and I remember where I have my little Velcro dots. Looks like I forgot to ink this edge. I'm going to pop on my hot glue gun too real quick. Might take a little bit for me to find my Velcro dots. I know I just saw them. Pretty sure they're in. I'm going to look here first, though. I used to keep them in. It's so funny. Like, I guess my short-term memory's going too. I'm going to sign me up for the room next to my mother's. Long-term, I can remember where I've put stuff. My short-term memory, really, I feel like needs help. I have this little storage box. Well, it's not that little, but it's got all these little, I don't want to hit the camera, all these little individual, I guess they're really for photographs. I thought I put my little dots in here. Of course, I'm not seeing it. But while I have this open, I'm going to put the missing one back in there. Oh, I think I have the wrong one. This might be my... I have two of them. Of course I do, right? And if I can't find them here, I'll have to just do without. And then when I find them, I'll fix it. This one I have all the colors. Here it is. All these colored boxes, which I thought was great because I love color. But you know what? The clear is boring, but very practical because you can see. It's just like the containers in the refrigerator. Years ago, I'd get all these different colors, and my husband would say, I know you like the colors, but then you can't see what's in there. And then we forget. Well, he's exactly right. So now normally I have to add a little extra glue because these don't always glue down. You can get these in a sewing, like in a Joann Fabrics. I don't know if Walmart has these, but they're just little dots of Velcro. I like to put the clear side, you know, when you pop it open, you're not really going to see that. And then the fuzzy side on the other half. And to get them to line up, I just put them on top of each other and then close, you know, whatever it is. And it probably is not going to stick. There you go. Now I could have moved it out more. As you can see, I haven't done it for a while. I could add a second one. I don't know if it's really necessary. Yeah, it might be. Let's see. I've got plenty. And then if the book gets chubby, I think I want to do the fuzzy half first on this half. It's easier to line it up. Just want to really give it a good press. All right. Now, I can look for some kind of a little something to put on there. Let's see if I have a little button that would work. Oh, these all look kind of big. That's not too bad. It's not too shabby. And then I have this needle already threaded here with just some neutral colored thread. I don't generally like to have my buttonholes empty. I like to put some thread in. I'm on a rare occasion. I won't take the time, perhaps, but generally I like to have thread in it. Now, do I want those strings to hang down? Maybe a little. No, more like it better. So I'm just going to tie this. It's going to make a little bit of a bump, but oh, thank you, Zena, for the super sticker. That's sweet. Thanks so much. Appreciate that. Okay, let's see. Let's trim this. And then I'm going to use my hot glue, which is probably really not heated up yet. And this is the one with the vellum pages. So that's not too shabby, right? Or is it? Is it shabby chic? You learn something new every day. Would have never thought of thread the thread through the holes first. Yeah, it's kind of cheating, but then you don't have to poke through anything, fabric or paper or. So now I'm wondering, I must have close by. I wonder how, oh, look at this. So here's some batik fabric. Now it's been, of course, the way I bought it, they, pinked the edges. But what if we cover one? We were talking about paper and fabric. All right. Now that edge is a little wonky. Might not straighten out. So let me go to the opposite end. Maybe I'll flip this over and do a little flip over. I'm going to leave my edges pinked because it fits the size, these book page sides very well. Now I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac again. Let's see here. Now the nice thing about this is you can see the fabric pattern on both sides. You know, it's double-sided. Where some of the other books, you know, it's one-sided paper we use, so you can see that white trim. I personally would think about that a second, you know, if I was doing this for a specific book, because I might treat that somehow, or pull out some double-sided paper out of my stash. But a lot of people, I mean, a lot of people are not going to notice that. Quite honestly, they're really not. I just tend to be anal about stuff like that. I don't know why. So my one friend said, because you have a fine eye and you pick up on a lot of that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just because I'm weird. Just a little weird. So I'm going to put that down on the cloth just like we did on the paper. Really, Shaz? I looked this morning and I still needed like 8 people. So look for 2 things. I'm going to have a pop-up sale with my stamps. Oh, I did it the wrong way. My words are going to be... No, it's okay. It's okay. I did it. Don't worry. They're all going to be wicky-wacky. And then I'm not going to have a show like some other channels that have a bigger, you know, bigger audience. Oh yeah, no, that's because I see what you're saying, honey. Yeah, no. When I look at my actual numbers, it says the 9 because I'm in the 90s. I'm at 193, but I'm close. I keep fluctuating between 19 with no, you know, 1991 and between 93. So I'm close, but I'm not 1. But thank you for noticing that. But anyway, I'm going to have just some kind of a little giveaway thing where I'll just ask you to comment or something and do a couple giveaways. All right, so I did the same basic kind of thing. And this is going to flap around. Now you could trim this, you could slow stitch, you know, you could glue that in and make it all nice and even. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. Sometime I might have, you know, if I'm stitching stuff on my machine, you know, and I've got a couple of these, I might stitch the edge. That will look cute too. But I'm just going to grab something. I think I have something I can use in my little bits container here. Let's just see. See if I have something I can use for that's kind of cool. Oh, that's kind of cool. I was thinking fabric. That's not really fabric. I hate to use, oh, maybe a piece of this. I'll try a couple of things here. And It's kind of crunchy. Let's pull out a couple of things and see how. Oh, thank you, Peggy. That would be lovely. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, so I've got this little fabric book. Now, it's not real sturdy, of course, and it's little, but here are some choices. This is some string or thread that was in a blind, um, a beaded blind. And I took all the beads apart, and this thread was so yummy, already stained. So you could do something like that, right? Yeah, that is very kind. Now here's a piece of green fabric that I had already cut and trimmed. It doesn't match. It's not the same, I mean, but it's green on green. Green on green, heartache of heartaches. So we could tie something like this around. Now, of course, you could do, the Velcro type thing again, of course, or you could probably put some little buttonhole or something, but you could do something like that. You also could slow stitch some. Oh, we could stitch something on there, but let's find a cover. And this isn't as soft as some of it. This is, when you get lace sometimes and it's gathered and it's all held together. The gathering is held together with this little mesh top. I take that baby off. I love this stuff. Mostly I use it for putting in the tops of my tags with some other fabric. But it's yummy for stuff like this too. Now see, this has got a pink splat on it. I probably wouldn't use that, right? And then I've got a piece of muslin, some coffee stained muslin. You can use you really could use anything, ribbon, or you could cut it off and not have it flap over. See, that's kind of, I've got that. I might tuck that in and glue it. But the other thing I wanted to say was, okay, let me get my tin out again. Let's see. I didn't think about this until I put it back. See if I can find some small little piece of, say, like, I don't want the feather, but maybe something like, oh, look at this. This is like a little piece of faux leather. I probably got that from Kathy. I'm looking for a little piece of applique or something like that. I don't even know what to call it. Like a little crocheted, but it has to be tiny because the book is tiny. Where'd it go? Okay, Gail. Thanks for coming in. You have a great day. Well, I'm going to use that just because, it's a little bright maybe for the fabric, but it'll pop it. It'll pop it. It'll pop it. We'll pop it. I could put some stain on there, but I don't think I'm going to. So I'm just going to cut out this little fleur. All right, let me just take a moment. This moment in time. I'm getting hungry for some grub. I've got some leftovers from dinner. And from lunch too, actually. All right, I'm putting a little bit of Fabri-Tac here. I'm going to fold that in. And then I'm going to just glue that little flower right there. And because it's just quick, I'm going to do my hot glue. Normally I would use my Fabri-Tac. And that dries pretty quick, but today I'm just going to do that. And then you decide, what you want to tie it shut with. I want something, fairly soft. I think actually what I liked the best was, I think this will pull it too tight. I think I liked my green on green. So I'm going to use this to tie it closed. Like we had earlier. But don't forget, you can also do things inside the little book too. Now, if you're using it for yourself, certainly you could put things inside. You could glue a little stamp on there. You might find a little piece of something that you find adorable and you don't want to throw away and it's little. You can make your own kind of little journaly book. You could add little bits of, fabric on you can do just like you would do with a regular gigantic journal, but just take a mini journal to slip inside your other journal. Or you could take your gesso or a thin layer of white paint and treat these pages and just put little tiny secret ideas or thoughts, right, in this little book. But if you're a maker like I am and a reseller, or if you're doing it for a friend or you want to give this as a gift and you don't want to do too much to it, but maybe add a little something, something, how about a little mini stamp? Let's see, what do I have handy that I could stamp on a couple of these pages that would work? Let's see here. These are little, oh geez, I think my tongue is starting to growl. I think it's growling. Now on this particular one, I have a blank space up here because it's the top of the paper that I use. So maybe a stamp on there will look cute. Let's see. This is just a plastic box that a deck of cards came in. And I just have a couple little stamps here that I use somewhat regular that I can keep handy. These little stamps are so easy to, lose track of. I'm going to stamp it off. This has lost its sticky on the back. And I, at one time, did have it. Just used my dry tape and glued it to a little stamping block. Now, I mean, really, it's not much, but that's adorable, if I do say so myself. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Here I have a little ladybug. Now I'm going to go right on top of now if you just sew these pages, of course it's going to stand out a little bit more. I'll put a little ladybug down here. You don't have to do every page. You can do, hit or miss. You're the creator, so you can do whatever you want. Let's do one of these. I did it upside down, upside down. I do that all the time. I see what way the arrow's going, and I don't pay attention. Put this one at the top of the page. Now we've got this, and I'm going to take my little Piece of fabric. Again, you know, I could really tear some of the original cover. This is not double-sided fabric, but it's for a junk journal. Junk is junk, right? Junk is junk. Last night I was dreaming my husband was a spy. Where do these dreams come from? Now you can trim those tails, don't necessarily want them that long. But there again, it's small enough to fit in a pocket. So let's see. I am still a little tired, kids. I gotta tell you, I am. Let's see, where's my time? Oh, there we are. Just about on 2 hours. I think I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm gonna call my neighbor, and I think I'm gonna have a nap. Although, see, I get where I want to work at my desk. So I don't know. Once I get something to eat, I might get a little more energy. So today was mostly, I wasn't sure if I'd stick with this idea, the whole stream, or we'd end up going to, a different idea. But we just made some of these little tuck-in books. This is nothing new. For a lot of people. Let's see the ones I did. Oh, this one got all crudted up already. What did I sit it in? Well, that's gonna get inked up. Well, that's my front. Oh, good, I can glue something on there. So some of them we decorated and some of them we didn't. So here's what you have when you fold your paper and glue it. It's an accordion type. See, and that's where your pages are glued together, so you can just make like the pages of a little book. These are all different pieces of scrap, loose pages that I had set aside for journaling, different sizes. Oh, okay, great. Thanks, Jazz. Is that correct, Jasper? Let us know. Right? And so then you slip it inside another piece of paper or fabric to make a little tuck-in book. Now, these we didn't decorate. This was a piece of painty paper I had. This is a piece of wallpaper. And this is, of course, scrapbook paper, cardstock weight, scrapbook paper. Now, this was a folio, so there was a lot more paper, so we have a lot more pages. And I said, this might be a fun thing to do with grants. Shaz was saying you're now streaming and wanted to put in your time. Mondays at 4 p.m. Arizona time, which is what? Is that Pacific? We just want to check and see if that's right. Can you confirm, please? And then we went ahead and meaning me, moi, and decorated a couple. So this one, we did the little Velcro buttons. And this has vellum. We use vellum paper in there. Ink the edges. She's Googling for ideas. This one I especially like because I used a piece of a business reply envelope and a coffee dyed map, a page, and just added a few things on the front. And then this last one we used the fabric, added a little zhuzh there. Yes, that's correct. 4 Pacific time. And then this one we went ahead and stamped on a couple of the pages to just add a little something else. I'm thinking paper clips. You can do all kinds of stuff, right? You know how to jazz this stuff up. So there you have it. That's it for me today. Okay, a couple of things. Keep an eye out because when I do hit 2,000 in subbies, I'm going to have a few giveaways. And I'm going to do a pop-up sale destash with my stamps, $5 and below. And I just need to move a few things that I really and truly haven't used in many, many years. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So Jasper's got some great ideas going on there. And she's going to be streaming on Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific time. All right, and don't forget Birdie. Pray for Birdie. And we got more coming up on YouTube this afternoon with some other art friends. So just keep an eye and see who pops up. It's my head is just so full of a lot of different stuff. I'm not even going to attempt to try to remember everybody. All right. Okay. So that's it for me for today. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate your being here. And either, just through your kind words or just being here, keeping me company is always fun. So thanks so much. I appreciate that very, very much. And I will see you hopefully the next time, either in a live stream, a pop up, or on someone else's channel. So it's all good, right? So don't forget, take time to be created. Created. Take time. I am tired. Take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.